Before we begin, let us get some basic idea about the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. This act was enacted on the recommendation of Mr. Shantilal Shah. Basically, this committee reviewed the socio-cultural, legal and medical aspects of abortion. Moreover, abortion in India lives. In its report, it mentioned that if there is a population of 500 million, then the total number of abortion would be around 6.5 million, in which 2.6 million would be natural and the remaining 3.9 million would be induced. Before we begin, let's see what miscarriage refers to. In legal terms, it is expulsion of human fetus before the child completely develops, that is generally between 12 to 28 weeks of pregnancy. An expulsion after 28 weeks would be considered as stillbirth. In our Indian Penal Code, homicide of unborn or newly born child are dealt under sections 312 to 318 of chapter 26. In this slide, we will see the significance of women's consent. As per section 312 of IPC, if a woman gives her consent for termination of fetus, she would be liable for imprisonment up to 7 years and fine. And under section 313, if miscarriage is committed devoid of woman's consent, in that case, she would be liable for imprisonment of life or up to 10 years and fine. Now let's make ourselves acquainted with the essential elements that constitute the offense under section 312 and 313. First is voluntarily causing a woman's miscarriage. In this, a planned termination of pregnancy is done. And the second one is miscarriage is caused, punished, but the person who causes the abortion is, as consent of women is missing here. And the third one is the miscarriage is not caused in good faith for the purpose of saving that woman's life. Here is a table that would explain more easy for us to understand miscarriage as an offense. If the miscarriage is caused with women's consent when she is with child, then punishment provided will be imprisonment of 3 years or fine or both, and it is a non-cognizable offense. And when the miscarriage is caused with women's consent, when she is quick with child, in that case, punishment provided would be imprisonment up to 7 years and fine, and it is also a non-cognizable offense. In both the cases, it is non-compoundable offense, that is a serious offense, and here the parties cannot compromise. These offenses are concerned under Ministry of Home Affairs under the Department of Internal Security. In this slide, we will cover few legal reasons for abortion in India. The first one is therapeutic, that is, if any disease is related to the mother. The second is eugenic, here the disease is related to fetus. The third is social, which is further subcategorized into two parts, that is either unplanned pregnancy or contraceptive failure. The fourth is humanitarian reasons like rape. And lastly, it depends on the socio-economic conditions of women. Let's see what the ruling was given in the case of Sharif versus State of Orissa. In this case, it was held that termination of pregnancy of a minor girl does not attract section 312 of IPC, because such termination is caused in good faith to save her from unavoidable shame and defamation from society. Now the question arises that whose consent is required for termination of such pregnancy. As per the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, the consent of women whose pregnancy is being terminated is required. And if the woman is minor or mentally ill, then her guardian's consent needs to be documented. Here, that guardian can be any person with whom the woman is comfortable, not necessarily her parents. Now, let's see who can terminate such pregnancy. As per the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, any registered medical practitioner can terminate who fulfills the following requirements. Firstly, he or she should have a medical qualification under the Indian Medical Council Act. Secondly, their name must be entered in the state medical register. And lastly, they must have experience and training in the gynecology, and there must be some opinion required to terminate such pregnancy. So the first one is a single medical practitioner's opinion is required if termination is for a woman with child up to 12 weeks. And if the termination is between 12 to 20 weeks, then the opinion of 2 registered medical practitioner is required. However, the termination is conducted by one. Let's see some exceptions to this offense. The first is if there is presence of good faith, then in such case, termination is not punishable. As there is absence of mens rea, that is guilty mind, to save the woman from any danger, and if there is any uninvited pregnancy due to rape, then as per the MTP Act 1971, such cases are not punishable as it badly affects the mental physical health of women. Lastly, we should see how our government can bring a change in our society by reducing such offenses. The first one is by ensuring safe, affordable, and high quality services, by introducing opinions of surgical abortion in government hospital, by providing refined treatment and counseling to women, by promptly providing family planning services and counseling post abortion, and by making people aware about sex selective abortion. That's all, friends. Thank you everyone for your presence here.